I had to stop at the rape station and fill my truck up and use the KY. I, and you know, there are bills involved with this podcast, I'm afraid. Speaking of which, for all you viewers out there, I live in a hillbilly paradise in Port Clinton.
Yep.
I was starting to get concerned as I got here about the banjo music I was hearing, and I thought the KY that I had bought earlier to go to the gas station might get used again. As I stopped trying to find this place, it was something.
Wait, you listen to bluegrass?
I do.
I did too. Oh my god, I listen to bluegrass.
My music tastes are very varied, and I know you probably everybody. I love it when you ask somebody, they're like, "Oh, what kind of music do you listen to?" And they're like, "Oh, I listen to everything but rap," or "I listen to every." You come and look at. I use Amazon Music for my playlist. I have everything on there from contemporary Christian to Elvis to stuff back in the 30s and the 40s. I mean,
I listen to everything too, but my number one pick would probably be bluegrass because I like bluegrass because the banjo is like playing like really fast music on clean sound, and I like that.
I found that as I grew up, I've been a little more open than I used to be because I used to be like adamantly, I don't like country, I don't like disco, and I'm like realizing that I think it was just like I didn't like certain country.
No, the problem is country changed over the years, like from like what it used to be to now.
You get Waylon Jennings or you get
Merle Haggard and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That was good country, but then it slowly becoming more
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of the pop country, and I don't have a problem with it. Like,
No,
I've got
it's just not what we're used to. Like I don't like changes in what I like listening to, and that's what my problem was. You know.
I mean, I grew up with 90s alternative and a lot of grunge music, that kind of thing. And here lately, and this is going to sound terrible, but I have been listening to metal.
Like what kind? What
Well, I
artists
did
in
notice
metal?
some of the music that you threw on like some kind of random playlist when we were at the
Oh,
camp.
with the reunion.
camp,
Yeah.
there was some. I don't know if I'd call it like the heaviest metal, but
No,
there's some
it's
metal.
not heavy. There's some like
It's not the rah 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 rah.
No.
Okay.
It's more about the guitar and more about the music to me. And I like some of the metal I've found has stories. If you actually listen to the music,
Like Megadeth.
yes,
I love Megadeth.
They have stories like about a fallen soldier, or I mean, like
A To the Moon or whatever.
yeah.
that's
So
a good one.
I started listening, and I had it on just like an explore track on my Amazon, and I told it, hey, I want you to just throw some things out, and then as it went through, I would like it or not like it, and like that isn't too bad. And they started playing some more, and I was like, wow, I kind of really like that. Let's add that to our regular my list, you know. So yeah, I Johnny Cash. I like a lot of Johnny,
I like Johnny
Cash. Matter of fact, I keep his album in my truck, greatest hits. But a lot of country. I mean, I did grow up country. There's no doubt. And old country.
Did
And
you like Juice Newton?
I'm not familiar.
She sang Playing with the Queen of Hearts and Angel in the Morning and stuff like that.
Yep. I know what it is. I didn't know that the artist.
Yeah,
but
she was country.
So, heck, we grew up with. Oh my golly, who was the other big one? My Bleeding Heart. Take This Job and Shove It. I always love that song.
See, like when I think country, I like the anywhere from like old to the 90s. I cannot do the newer stuff like Toby Keith and stuff like that. You know, like I
I
just
like
can't do
some
it.
of Toby Keith.
I
For
like
me, the cutoff's about Blake Shelton.
yeah, I like the faster paced country. You know, what I mean, not that whole like electric guitar stuff. You know, like I think it should be more acoustic, not like that kind of country.
Yeah, I like music in general, but I mean, my go-to stuff still, I would say, is probably more 90s. That's kind of my home.
I agree.
So
For some reason, mine's like late 90s, early 2000s. Like I hit
that's
that
probably your
barrier.
90s. It's those high school years for all of us. That
Yeah.
It was like high school, and then right after high school is when
I
I
I mean, don't
explored.
get me wrong. I got
It's
into
when I
metal when I was
explored
in high
music
school,
most.
you know. But then when I listen to it now, I'm just like, oh, why was I listening to this?
I never liked the yelling stuff. That like
No.
rah, 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 like,
Yeah, like
I think the worst one for yelling was it Rammstein?
Slipknot yells, but I think they.
Maybe it was. Yeah, it's been so long on those ones that they're not heavy into my list. That's for sure. I mean, I like. I wouldn't even call it metal. What would you consider Linkin Park nowadays? It was heavy then.
Yeah, it was.
So,
There's
it's almost tame nowadays.
they actually created a new genre for themselves. I can't remember what it was called.
So, I look back.
Would you consider it grunge or
I don't
like
know now.
Nirvana kind of style? You know,
Yeah.
I would say it was kind of like Nirvana kind of style, but that's just me.
That reminds me, I saw a meme on talking about Nirvana. Somebody had a picture of Kurt Cobain on their shirt, and a guy came up to her and was like, "Hey, I'd like to buy you a drink if you can tell me the name of," or she had a shirt on for the band, and he's like, "Hey, I'd like you to tell me the name of the band," and I don't. He's like, "Oh, well, do you know who the singer is?" I don't know. It just kills me that people.
It's funny because you can be wearing like any kind of football jersey, right? And they're
And
like,
then not
"Hey,
know if
name the quarterback."
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's cool.
I just watch them. I don't know their names.
I like the colors, and that's great. You know,
Yeah.
we should have more of that.
I like that. You know, like I feel like it brings people together when you got people like that.
That's a good thing to hear because there's a lot of people who would just take offense to it.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, but I mean, I get a giggle that they don't know because then you don't know. Like, you imagine walking around. We'll go far way out in the way left field. Imagine somebody wearing a swastika and just being like, "I think it's a cool sign." Like, all the power to you, brother.
I think the biggest one is college sports. Like you can be wearing like Ohio State, Michigan, whatever, but they get different, players every.
It's always changing.
So like you can like a team like Ohio State and always support them, but
not know much about them.
No, not know much about them. But someone like, oh, name their wide receiver. I'm like, I don't know. They got a new one, like
I support Ohio State because it's my local one, and because
right, and
there's
people
a
don't realize
pride
that.
just in the area from just rooting on our team.
And when you're wearing a
So
college sports shirt, you're not just supporting a football team. You're supporting basketball, all the sports for that team, right? That college.
Technically, but most people only consider it the football.
You can't be like, I like Ohio State football, but be like, oh, I like Purdue basketball. You know what I mean?
I feel like some people do, but most people I don't think care that much about the other sports.
Oh, you boys
you'll be surprised. Wrestling,
I don't know.
Wrestling too.
Here's the thing: is everybody I know makes a big deal about football.
Because football is.
I haven't found that many people to make a big deal out of like basketball.
Have you ever heard
hockey
of the Big Dance or the Final Four or basketball is huge?
Yeah, basketball is huge. Purdue is really good.
College basketball is huge.
Like it's funny because Purdue's football team is not that good, but their basketball team is amazing.
I mean, I always say follow the money. I mean, and I'll be honest, I'll bet you there's more money. I mean, we should check. There's more money spent and betted on basketball college during the finals than there is for championship games for college football.
Yeah, because there's more to the the Big Ten than just football. There's other sports.
But I don't care about basketball.
Well, you're a football guy, right?
I do like to watch a little football, but
what do you think about UCLA and USC joining the Big Ten in 2024?
I'd be okay with me. More the merrier, because then we actually have people that like. I always feel bad when some little market school, like we'll just say Bowling Green, even though they don't. It's Bowling Green Falcons against Ohio State University, and the score is 110-5.
But Bowling Green always gives the big colleges a run for their money.
I don't think they face off against Ohio State.
They don't. No.
I think they do.
They've done
Michigan,
a couple of times.
They do Michigan though. I know that because my sister was part of the band. They went up to.
Well, and I will say this, because I used to really think that was terrible that they would go through, and it kills me when you see an undefeated team and you look at their strength of schedule and you see like all these small market teams in there.
Right, yeah.
But I will say this in the sense that having those big teams come into those small market teams may fund that small market team all year, because it brings all those fans, it brings the national.
And actually, someone that cannot get into like a college like Ohio State might be like, well, maybe I'll go to Bowling Green instead.
Do something else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Now, what about you guys? Are football, or do you watch?
I love football.
Who's your team in regular football? NFL.
Browns.
We all.
I know.
It's okay, Willie.
Yeah.
I don't really follow it anymore. Like
I am less so.
I hate to say it, like I think the funnest sport to actually watch, other than football, is hockey.
I enjoy watching a little hockey.
But hockey, you have to go to
be there.
Yeah, you gotta be there.
Yep.
Because they censor a lot of things on TV. And if you're actually there, you'll actually see gloves getting thrown down, and it's like hockey is like boxing with football and figure skating all in one.
Yeah, I would say that hockey is definitely a more extreme sport.
Yeah, but you have to be there to watch it, not on TV, because like when a fight is about to break out, they go into commercial.
Yeah, but no, I'm a Titans fan. I like Tennessee Titans. So for
they're good. They're a good team.
They've been a solid team.
I think their schedule has been pretty shitty the last few years, but they're pretty solid.
They went to the playoffs. That's a good thing. I mean, they've been playoff bound the last couple of years, so we're hopeful that this year they get a little further. But I'll tell you, I don't know about you guys, but when all of the kneeling and all
haven't been like
I used to get the Sunday ticket. I used to watch every game. The last several years I've caught highlights. I might watch some like Red Zone.
I think these players forget that people are paying to watch you play, and when you're doing stuff like that, they're not going to want to watch you anymore.
Well, I think even we forget though that it's just entertainment.
Yeah,
it's not really about the score necessarily. We're going there for a show. Call it what you want.
So are you saying that like football is not about winning; it's about having fun?
I think so. I really.
I agree with you.
I mean, yeah, you want to win. You want your team to win. You want to have that.
But you still have fun watching the game.
Yeah, I enjoy watching a good game. I mean, I don't like watching blowouts.
Right.
I'll sit down and watch any team that has a close score. Where it could go either way. Where that guy makes the one play. I mean, it's like golf where you hit just a really good ball one time and it keeps you coming back over and over. I think just that one play in football is the same thing. So,
and anything can happen in football.
Oh yes, there is definitely anything.
Anything can happen in football.
Yeah, I would say definitely. There's a lot of things. Remember, you said it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah. And
I mean, you're not gonna go to work, and be like, "Oh, I'm mad, my team lost last night."
Oh, I'm not gonna say
that. Some people do. But
maybe when I was a little younger,
you lose sleep over it.
I would say that I would get perturbed to the point, but I have asshole friends too, and
they kind of like.
Oh yes, and not to say I would never participate in such thing, but I do know that. As soon as my team beat theirs, I would be on the phone and being like, I don't know what happened. You guys played really good, but you still lost.
Well, you see that when it comes to like the Browns versus Steelers.
Sounds a lot like trolling to me.
Yeah, it's trolling.
It's trolling. And that's okay. I am a troll. There's no doubt.
I mean, it's different if you actually go to everyone's Facebook account that's fans of
No,
that
I don't do that. I might throw a meme out there, but if they identify with that, that's their own fault.
But speaking of trolling, what did you do to me last night?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I was sitting there and I told them to remind me about the podcast because I do work a lot. So Nathan sent me a text to my phone that said, don't forget the podcast. And I was working on my QuickBooks for my business. And I looked and I was like, this is an opportunity. You have given me an opportunity. So I sent back, new phone, who dis?
Which I thought was... I'm like, okay, it's possible he got a new phone and his contacts got screwed up. So I'm like, Nate.
Yeah, so he called my brother to see if my phone had changed.
Oh my, you went all out, didn't you, Nate?
I didn't call until after you started sending the random messages.
Well, and because I didn't want him to think it was me, I sent something like, cash me outside.
That's trolling. That's trolling.
So then he contacted me on Facebook and he was like, did your number change? I was like, dude, I lost my phone. I all this stuff. And then I told him asked him if he was coming to the party and if he could bring my vape and don't forget the herb and just some random stuff. It was great.
I
I bet you
honestly
were probably
started.
having fun.
My wife was like, you got to stop. I was like, it's so much fun though. And
Did
it's
you know how
so
CRollur
easy.
is?
And then, of course, I think you had one of your kids answer the phone.
Oh, I did. He called because he wanted to see who it was, and I handed it to my youngest, and I was like, just keep saying hello. So he just was like, hello, and I was like, just keep saying hello. He's like, hello.
Oh, this is great.
So yes, professional level troll on some things.
But with that, I'm gonna say,
It was worth it.
Oh, totally.
It was
I
worth
would do
it.
it again. So,
yeah.
matter of fact, I probably will do it again and just see how far I can take it.
Boy,
If I can take it.
you're gonna go all out.
You're not
and
gonna
actually
give
throw
me
your
a
phone
second
into
time.
the lake, you know,
So,
and get a
you're
new
not gonna-
phone with a new number.
You're not gonna get me a second time.
Oh, you say that now, but
Oh, he's
Well,
gonna
you
go
better
all
come
out.
up with a different way because if you try the same thing, I'm just gonna give an eye roll emoji and let
Well,
it
maybe
be.
it might be real this time. Maybe he might actually break his phone and get a new number that you're gonna be like, oh, you're fucking with me. You know, that it's actually a different person.
Giving up a childhood phone number, I don't think.
no, I've had the same phone number since I was born.
Really?
Yep, I inherited basically my parents' phone number, and through magic, I have a 419-734 number, which is a local Port Clinton number.
Why?
On my
why?
cell phone.
Oh, I got a Port Clinton number then.
Well, yeah, 734.
Yeah,
No shit.
I think so.
They started redoing.
Oh no, it's 765. My bad.
Okay, I was
Okay,
gonna say because
I was like,
that's amazing.
That's a
because
landline number. Is the
it's a
problem.
landline number that I way back in the day I transferred my number to it was called American Broadband and Telecommunications, and when it went to them for my landline, then I couldn't take it from Verizon landline to Verizon cell phone, but I could send it to American Broadband and then transfer that to a cell phone. So,
you ever get telemarketer phone calls?
oh yes, definitely.
I'm getting a lot
And what do
more
you do with
lately.
them? Since it's like, you treat your phone like it's a company phone.
It
right?
is. It
Yeah.
also is a company number. Everything forwards to my phone. Everything.
Okay.
Whether you call my company number or me, literally everything is forwarded to this phone.
Oh, you
So,
better
what-
you better
what do you
clean
do,
out your
though?
voicemail, by the way.
No. I clean my voicemail out almost every day. It fills back up because you get customers who leave 5-minute conversations. I'm not kidding.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, yeah, I've got this boat, and I inherited it from my dad, and he liked it. It was a pretty boat. It
Well,
was a blue boat.
some people are lonely.
It could very well be that they're lonely. I'm not sure,
Some
but
people are lonely. They have no one to talk to.
because then the best part about the 5-minute voice conversations that they have with my voicemail is when you call them back, and I usually make notes as I go back through. And again, talk about checking boxes. I will put blue boat, type of boat, dad owned, like just all the highlights of their little 5 minutes.
Tell you the truth, like I didn't even want to even activate my voicemail because I was afraid of that. You know.
I can understand that. And today, I'm going to be honest. I keep voicemail mostly for my older clientele.
You actually listen to the whole thing.
Oh,
from
I
everyone.
will.
Oh,
I
jeez.
will. But then when I call them back, you've listened to it once. Once you call them, you get exactly the same conversation.
Because I don't know if I want someone leaving a voicemail of a sobbing story, you know, and be like, oh, by the way, I need a boat worked on.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can imagine.
You'll be surprised the number of people that are like, "You're our last hope," and I'm not kidding. You're gonna
All right,
save our
Luke.
vacation, or
All right, Luke.
yeah, no kidding. Oh, hold on. We gotta get that out there.
Seriously, that was that long?
Yeah.
Damn, he was a good talker.